Yo, relax. Yeah. What's happening, man? I'm Onlyzhay. If you don't know, if you do know, what up, though? Man, 2020 has been a crazy year. You feel me? A lot of stuff's going on. The coronavirus is walking around here like the boogeyman. You feel me? Kobe gone, RP. Man, Trump and all them. The election. At the end of the day, through all that stuff, you gotta keep your head level, keep it maintained. But you know what? I don't expect nothing less from 2020 or any year before that, since like 2011 or any year after 2020, because I'm a conspiracy person. And you know what? Everything we say be coming to truth. It be happening. Because we be knowing these things. But for some reason, most people think it's a coincidence. So look, we're going to watch some Simpsons predictions. And let's see what happens. The Simpsons has been right about a lot of things. And we know that. It's a fact. So, if you don't believe in conspiracies, I don't know what to tell you. Just watch a little bit more Simpsons, I guess. You feel me? So we're going to start this video off in 3, 2, 1, bow.
We all know by now that The Simpsons have eerily predicted the future on more than one occasion. From Donald Trump becoming president of the United States, the discovery of the Higgs boson particle, to the three-eyed fish, and so many more, The Simpsons really do seem to have a crystal ball hidden in their writer's room. But what?
It ain't a crystal ball hidden in the writer's room. It's people that, the powers that be, tell these people to put subliminal messages out to the public. Because if you hide something in plain sight, it's better than looking like you're hiding something. Come on, everybody know that. I ain't saying I used to steal. I know some people that steal. But if you gonna steal, if people were stealing, wouldn't you think that someone would try to steal it and place it on them somewhere where maybe it would be hidden in plain sight, than trying to look like they hide it somewhere or have to go get it, or look like they came from somewhere where they hid something that they stole? I'm just saying. Think about it. In these spy movies, they have tags on the cars, on the back of the cars, that can flip and reverse to a whole different tag. That's hiding in plain sight. Same car that can get you in trouble, different license plate, makes people think different. But two and two together.
Some of the predictions
2 plus 2 ain't 5. It's 4.
Happened. Is it possible they could still come true any day now? And if so,
Ivanka,
could they have an even bigger impact on the upcoming American election? Check out the rest of the video for all of the spooky things that The Simpsons have predicted that just might come true, and soon.
Hey, I got a B-mail too.
Don't open it, homie. It's a virus.
Too late.
All the way back in 2001, The Simpsons...
And if you notice, The Simpsons is a very gory cartoon. They show blood and everything. And it's a cartoon. I know it might be an adult cartoon, but it's a cartoon still. People watch, kids watch it. Things watch it. Everybody. It's suitable for all ages if you think about it. Because it's a cartoon, but it's bloody for gory, so it really shouldn't be for kids, it should be for adults. But it's still a cartoon at the end of the day. Think about it.
Aired an episode called New Kids on the Block. It's a classic Simpsons favorite for anyone who's a fan of the show, and featured a story about Bart, Milhouse, Ralph, and Nelson being formed into an overnight sensation boy band called the Party Posse. The episode aired at the height of the late 90s, early 2000s boy band craze, in which NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys ruled the pop music scene. While it started off innocently enough, later on in the episode, the group dropped their first single titled Drop Da Bomb. In it is the mysterious lyric, Ivanette Niage, which Lisa figures out is actually the phrase join the Navy spelled backwards. It turns out that the record label is using this subliminal messaging to try to get kids to enroll in the Navy. Now, this isn't a totally new idea, as the underrated gem Josie and the Pussycats movie would have a similar plot and was released in the same year. But some think that this isn't just a work of fiction, and that we could be living in a world in which there are subliminal messages hidden in our music, movies, and TV. For a long time,
there's subliminal messages everywhere. Everything that we do, every place that we go, it's a subliminal message. It's the sub. They subbing at you. Right in public. They whispering out loud. Y'all don't see them whispers out loud? What is that? Twitch where they be whispering? Or was it called? Is it Call of Duty lobby? The Call of Duty lobby. One or two.
The idea of a robot doctor was something straight out of a sci-fi movie. And, in this case, a Simpsons episode. In 2011, we got a glimpse of the Simpsons' idea of modern medicine in the episode Holidays of Future Past, when a very pregnant Maggie is visited by a robot doctor. And while that seemed far-fetched at the time, these days the idea of an entirely virtual doctor visit doesn't sound so bad. Sure, we're not quite there yet, but with robotics helping out in surgery and doctor visits taking place more and more over Zoom, it's really just a matter of time. Mark.
Man, I went and got my eyes checked, bruh. And the dude was on the screen doing my vision. Is this what... I don't know what race he was. I don't know what his language was, what his background was, but this is how he talk. Okay, tell me which one is it? Is it the first one or the second one? One or two? Okay, like he's doing this from this thing, but it's on the screen. Like I'm in a room. This nigga, he's somewhere else in the world. I don't know where he was at. He's like, switch my vision. Okay, one or two? Which one is better? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
since human beings began strapping themselves into metal tubes and being shot out into space, there has been talk of colonizing the Red Planet. And in 2016, The Simpsons explored just what it could mean to sign up for an expedition to Mars in the episode The Martian Chronicles. In the episode, a company named Exploration Incorporated is planning the first manned mission to Mars, set to take place in 2026, and Lisa signs herself up to go. Unfortunately, things get pushed forward, and suddenly the launch date is at the end of that same week. While 2026 might seem really soon, in reality, the first mission could be a whole lot sooner, like in 2 years. Elon Musk and his team are actually preparing to send human beings to Mars in 2022. So, while the Simpsons may not have predicted a mission to Mars in general, they weren't far off with the date. We've all known since day one that Lisa Simpson was going to grow into one of the brightest minds of her generation. She's always excelled in school, won all kinds of awards, is a musical prodigy, is the future president of the United States, and has invented more things by the age of 8 than we will probably ever do in a lifetime. Sure, she's fictional, but meh.
Hey, Haki, what was, like, yo, at 8 years old, why was she able to do all that? Like, you think about that? Why did they make her like that at 8 years old? Like, what was she doing? Like, like, what is going on?
Still very impressive. In the 8th episode of season 27,
what elementary school she went to?
Something that environmentalists and car aficionados all around the world have been dreaming about for years: a solar-powered car. She uses this amazing invention to compete in the Springfield Alternative Energy Derby and is just about to cross the finish line first when the famous Duff blimp crosses in front of the sun and grinds her car to a halt with inches to spare. While some think this was just a funny moment, others wonder if the Simpsons were trying to make a bigger statement about corporations deliberately getting in the way of environmental technological advancements. Sure, it could just be a good joke, but knowing the Simpsons, there's probably more going on than it seems.
Facts.
The Simpsons has toyed with the idea that robots could take over our lives in more ways than one, and we will come back to that premise one more time later on in the video. They definitely are.
Technology is already taking over our lives. You watching this probably on a phone right now. Your phone was used to just call people. Where you at? 5 minutes away when they really at the crib, they haven't left yet. But technology is taking over already. I can't stop thinking about the Xbox. So it ain't far-fetched to think that a robot might come out of nowhere and hit the D one time, you feel me?
Aren't the only TV show or movie to introduce the idea, as robot supremacy has been a popular subject in the science fiction genre since it began. And yet, all the way back in 1994, The Simpsons aired an episode called Itchy and Scratchy Land that imagined a world in which one moment could set off some seemingly innocent robots and turn them into man-hunting machines. When the Simpson family visits the Itchy and Scratchy theme park, they're surrounded by hundreds of mechanics.
Itchy and scratchy bedbugs, danger, crab. Where do you get itchy and scratchy and rats at the same time? Like, what that?
Versions of the characters,
make me itchy and scratchy
even
right
though
now.
They are assured by the park employees that the characters are only programmed to attack each other and not the guests. It's only a matter of time before things go completely haywire. And according to Jürgen Schmidhuber, a man known by many as the father of artificial intelligence, this moment might not be all that far off in real life. In fact, he predicts that we could see AI advancing past human control by the year 2030. In the year 2000, the future was on everyone's mind. It might seem funny to think back on it now, but people were genuinely terrified that the world was going to explode because of a phenomenon known as Y2K. Of course, it didn't, and the clocks just kept on ticking the way they always have. In that same year, The Simpsons aired the 17th episode of their 11th season with a story all about our possible futures. It was called
That boy
Bart
got
to
a
the
yellow
Future,
rat
and it
tail
took
that look
place
like
in an
a-
imagined timeline in the year 2030.
Oh,
In
middle
that
finger.
year, Lisa Simpson was the president of the United States, and Bart was a college dropout still waiting for his band to make it big. Funnily enough, this is the episode credited for predicting the Trump presidency.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
And that wasn't the only futuristic idea that the writers of this episode imagined could become a thing. The other big one was virtual reality food. And, well,
That Trump thing, that right there, that's crazy. And like, think about that. What's the chances, bro? Man, y'all gotta look up something called gematria, man. I ain't gonna say it too loud, man. Gematria, woo! But yeah, I gotta check that out, man. Hey, virtual food though. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be a fat son of a gun. You feel me? If I can get all the food I want virtually, make it free. I'm gonna have to take the neighbor Wi-Fi.
we might be 10 years away from sucking
yeah.
virtual fudge through a tube. There are already studies going on about how eating while connected to the VR headset might change the way our food tastes. So, watch out for VR food in the not-so-distant future.
What?
The Simpsons have long been known for their awesomely frightening Halloween special episodes. But in the
That boy choking the
2016
bar, wasn't he?
Halloween episode, one tiny sight gag might have just been the spookiest joke of all. We see the family all dressed up in their Halloween costumes and out trick-or-treating, with Homer dressed as Bender from Futurama in an
thought the
awesome
boy was
crossover joke
just
that fans
a,
love. In a
trash
blinking you'll
can.
miss it moment, Homer opens the front of his costume to reveal that he has an Ivanka 2028 sticker displayed, meaning that in the year 2028, Ivanka Trump will be running for president. While this idea might not scare everyone, the strangest thing about it was that the episode aired before Trump had claimed the presidency. We still have 8 years or so to find out if this prediction will come true, but the fact that they've foreseen so many other accurate historical moments really...
The thing is about this conspiracy stuff is that that it happens so far ahead of time that people forget about it. And then when it comes back up in real life, they be like, oh my God, like it's 2020 right now. 2028, that says. So through 8 years, you're gonna forget about this moment. You're probably gonna forget about this video that it even existed or came through until that 8th year comes by. Then, boom. Wait a minute. What? Yo, that's like on the Simpsons episode. I saw that 2028. Like then they start thinking about it. That's how it all works. They're ahead of us. There ain't really nothing you can do about it necessarily, man. You just gotta live your life, man. You gotta just stay with God. You feel me? That's what I do. I'm just staying with God, G. I'm just staying with God. But yeah, that and they said 2030, Lisa Simpson, you feel me, is gonna be straight up like yo, Lisa Simpson is gonna be a president, quote unquote. I don't know who that could be. If it could be Hillary Clinton in 2030, I don't know. We're gonna find out in 10 years if the rap train came yet. Because I'm going with the rap train. I don't know about y'all.
Could turn out to be true.
I'm gonna be
after
like
all.
this.
Well, we said earlier on that we'd be coming back to the world of artificial intelligence.
I'm gone.
And here we are. Another
Jesus.
classic favorite Simpsons moment is definitely the segment from the season 13 Halloween special episode, Ultra House 3000. In it, we find out that Homer has taken it upon himself to upgrade the Simpson home to a fancy and entirely automated smart home called the Ultra House 3000, voiced by none other than Pierce Brosnan. At first, things seem to be going well with the Ultra House, until it develops a fixation on Marge and sets out trying to get rid of Homer in order to have her all to itself. Even though most of us decided in that moment to never allow a robot to control our homes after we saw just how badly it went for the Simpson family, there is more smart home technology out there on the market than ever before. From Alexa
Think about how
to
smart
Google
candles
Home
in the
to
future.
everything in between, we seem to be moving closer and closer to the reality of the Ultra House.
This is gonna be a smart oven soon. Oven, cook my chicken. It's gonna have a smart. I don't even know. It's gonna be a walk-in closet. Closet, sit right here. Closet, open up. Closet, throw me an outfit. Like, it's crazy, man.
House 3000. When The Simpsons announced in 2006 that they'd be making their first ever feature-length film, audiences everywhere were excited and a little skeptical. But lucky for us, it turned out to be a pretty great movie. The whole story starts off in classic Simpsons fashion when Homer goes against the rules and dumps his trash into the town lake that had finally just been cleaned. As a result, the Environmental Protection Agency shuts down all traffic in and out of Springfield and encloses the entire town in a giant dome in order to stop them from polluting anywhere else. Now, in a time in which we are no strangers to being quarantined, this whole plot actually feels pretty accurate, even if it's extreme. And some believe that this kind of large-scale environmental disaster is no longer the stuff of cartoons. And while dropping a dome on an entire town might not be the answer to any environmental problems, there is tons of talk about just how serious our pollution problem is. If only we lived in a world in which Homer Simpson could come and save the day. After he wrecked it first, of course.
Bruh.
It makes sense that the episode in which we get to see the Simpson family transported to the year 2030 would contain a ton of predictions about what the future could look like, especially since it was made in the year 2000. We've already talked about the virtual reality food from that episode, and of course the prediction of Trump's time in office, but there is one more gag that, while it hasn't come true yet, could still be in our future. While you might think we're talking about the phrase "smell you later" taking over as the new form of saying goodbye,
I can't believe smell you later replaced goodbye.
we're actually talking about the very cool hologram telephone that made its debut in that episode. We have seen hologram technology make all kinds of leaps and bounds in recent years, from having Tupac appear on stage again to
That was
three-sided
crazy.
display cases that you can purchase at Best Buy, but they
I
haven't
never seen
quite
that one.
made it into the pockets of everyday people quite yet. And yet, in this world in which it's a little bit hard to gather with friends inside your home these days, having someone pop up and
That man had a newspaper on as a towel. In the future, that's what it's gonna be like. That's what I'm not looking forward to, is having the local page printed on the side of my back. On the side of your back, well, on my back or something. Because I'm using it as a towel and the ink got
glorious
wet.
3D
I don't need no
hologram
tattoos
might
unless I'm
actually
going to
be
the
just
shop.
what we need.
Smell you later.
Smell you later.
While they may not have happened
The hologram stuff is definitely in the works because of this COVID stuff. Everybody's scared to see. It's gonna push people to do technology, to want to be able to use technology and communicate without being there, more than FaceTime, more than Zoom, more than Xbox parties, PlayStation parties. They gonna want that. Baby, you look good in the red dress. I need you on my hologram, shawty. You feel me? I'm telling y'all, listen, listen. I said too much in this video. Something happens to me. No, I didn't do it myself, and they lying. And that's a fact. Alright, y'all, I'm out this thing, man. I'll holler at y'all later. You feel me? Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing like y'all been doing. I appreciate all the love. Man, let's wake the people up. Let's wake the people up. Let's spread positive messages. Let's get bigger and better. You feel me? If that needs a pause, pause. But anyways, I'm out. You heard?